Hello friends, my name is Panasyuk, and I am still on a completely uninhabited island. I previously named it Shark Island. Look at this beauty. Friends, I am the only one on this island. You could say it's just an ordinary day of survival on an uninhabited island. But I didn't realize that I would remember this night for the rest of my life. Then I understood that it was something big. I figured it was wild boars, so I decided to let them know that I was here. But I understand that it's not wild boars. And this is my 5th day. Here you don't need an alarm clock. Yes, I hear. I'm getting up, okay? Good morning, friends. Well, let's go. Everything is going according to plan. Trying to catch a GT. So, what kind of weather will we have today? But I hope it won't rain in the morning. On the water, the sky is more or less clear. Well, how clear? This is considered clear. That's better. I took the spinning rod and went to the fishing spot, made a few casts hoping to catch some fish. And when the sun rose and started to warm up, I returned to the camp, took the spear, mask, and snorkel and dived underwater to go hunting. The water was clear today, and the sun was already illuminating the underwater world for me. And suddenly I saw a stingray under a rock. But it also noticed me and disappeared somewhere in the depths. I swam closer to the rocks, hoping to see a GT again there. There was also a lot of small fish underwater. At that moment, I got the idea. Next time, I should bring a casting net to the island and try hunting with it. If you support this idea, write to me about it in the comments under the video. Or give it a like. Hunting fish with a spear during the day is much more beautiful, but at the same time it's harder because the fish keep their distance and it's very hard to hit them. I realized I needed to modify the spear and make it longer. For hunting during the day in clear, transparent water. Look, there's some kind of sandfish lying on the bottom. But it turned out to be very fast. And this fish looks a lot like a mangrove jack. It's like a perch that lives in the roots of mangrove bushes. But I couldn't hit it either. While I was hunting for the mangrove perch, I noticed that all the roots of the mangrove bushes were covered with oysters. And then I got an idea. I decided not to waste my energy underwater and wait until the tide goes out and these roots are out of the water to try to collect some oysters. In the meantime, I'll unpack a new package from Aliexpress with you. Well, it's time to unpack the new package from Aliexpress. I've had it for about a year. I just couldn't find the right moment to take it out. This package is not quite suitable for survival. Or you could say, for survival with comfort. But anyway, I'm sure this thing will be very useful and interesting to most of you, those who love hiking and similar adventures. So let's unpack it together. Let's see what's inside. Look, friends. This is a camping shower. It's very simple. It's a waterproof bag in which you collect water. You hang it somewhere on a tree. And thanks to the sunlight, the water heats up. You connect this thing here. And you can wash comfortably from mangrove swamp, from sand. If you collect rainwater, fresh, then you can wash off the salt water very nicely after spearfishing. I don't know about you, I don't know about me, but your other half will really like this thing during hikes. I'm sure your wife, sister, or girlfriend will appreciate such an invention. Somewhere in the wild, there is even some kind of thermometer. It shows the water temperature, but I don't know how it works. I don't really believe it will show. Anyway, it's a cool thing. Let's test it. Now I'll go collect some water and hang it somewhere on a tree. It looks very stylish. You need to find a tree somewhere in the sun. So the water warms up a bit. Hang it up and take a shower. So friends, my review. I didn't expect it, but this little thing actually adds a touch of comfort, civilization. And in my conditions, it is always lacking. Even just to wash up, brush your teeth in the best case, not to mention washing off the mangrove swamp or sand or salt water, it's like making a fire in rainy weather. You made a fire, your mood lifted, everything is good. Same here. For example, after salt water, collecting rainwater and washing off with fresh water, your skin will breathe, your body will feel lighter, and it's much nicer to go to sleep in a hammock. So write in the comments, is this thing useful or not? Anyway, I think that you, your girls, will like this invention. It costs a penny. Look for it on the internet. This is not an advertisement. As usual, I just take something, unpack it with you, and we rate it from 1 to 10. Whether this thing is suitable for survival or not. Friends, who knows what this is? Look, an amazing thing. Some kind of mollusk, but it looks like the infinity sign. Like the number 8. Look. Like a bagel. A bagel mollusk. An amazing thing. Who knows what it is? I'll take it as a souvenir from Shark Island too. Such a thing. So I have about 40 minutes before sunset. So I decided not to waste time. Took the spear, took the gloves, and went to the mangroves to try to get a couple of oysters for the evening. When I was swimming there with the spear, I saw that there were oysters. Now it's low tide. The water level has dropped and it makes sense to walk on the roots, collect oysters. I spend half an hour on this. I return, take the spinning rod, and through the cut, through the grass, I go to the fishing zone. I will try to catch a piece of meat for myself. By the way, last time I was on this island, people heard the sound of an engine. Wow. Oh, it's a crab. People heard the sound of a boat engine. And everyone had their own versions about it. Although I talked about it and showed it. But not all viewers are attentive. I don't know why, but someone often assumed it was not the sound of a boat. But actually, I had a diesel generator behind the palm tree. And you know, everyone has different versions. It's very cool when people reason, think, plan, tell their theories, versions. It's very interesting. But why a diesel generator? I can't understand this. Why drag a diesel generator to the island? To play Counter-Strike on the computer or what? To charge your devices? Just take a power bank, which is what I do. Why a diesel generator on the island? To put a refrigerator under a palm tree and turn it on? I still don't get it. Friends, when you hear such a sound, it's a boat sailing. So, oysters, where are you? Oh, look how big it is. Oh my, well, okay. Look at this, what a big oyster. And here's another one, and there are many small ones on it. I will put the catch in this net. Let's move on, but you need to... Look, here's another oyster, but you need to watch your step carefully. There are stingrays here. There are many stingrays here, so I don't step on them. There are stingrays here with barbs, which are deadly dangerous. If they sting, the consequences can be bad. Wow, this one... doesn't want to come off. How to get it? Such a good oyster and it's so attached. Okay, let's move on. Oh, more oysters. This one's done. What about this one? This one is still good. So, more oysters. After fishing, I'll make a fire and cook them. What is this? Look. What's this? Oh. These are also mollusks. I remember an Australian blogger warned me. He said to be careful. Because these are also oysters, but they are like blades, very sharp. If you touch them with your foot, you get cut immediately. Very sharp oysters. There's very little meat in them, so they are not interesting as a food source. Just keep in mind, these ones, they are white here. See the white spots on the roots? These are oysters. but the white ones are already dead. They are very sharp like blades. Okay, I've collected a couple of kilograms of oysters. They are very heavy by themselves. This is enough. Returning to the camp, I take the fishing gear and go fishing, and on the way, I'll take another oyster. Okay. This is enough. So, not much more water. Let's dump the catch here. And let's not waste time. We need to go fishing. Because I'm getting too nice here on the island. But I'm already hungry. While moving around this island, through the overgrown thickets, over sharp coral reefs, every day I get more and more damage, small injuries and abrasions. You can see the red abrasions on my knees. When I caught a shark yesterday, I held it with my legs to take it off the hook, and the shark's skin is very much like sandpaper. My hands were calloused from making the fire, and my fingers were cut from sharp mollusks, and in every such place, salt water would get in, and also dirty wet sand, and the likelihood of catching a tropical infection was very high. And I have encountered this more than once. It was already getting dark and I decided to prepare my lures, and also take a spinning rod for catching big fish, and try my fishing luck tonight. I use a heavy-duty setup for catching sea monsters, and for this, I use a 2.52 meter long rod. With a lure test up to 120 grams, I put a 10000 size saltwater reel on it. It is additionally protected from salt water getting into the mechanisms. The reel is spooled with a line with a breaking strength of 120 pounds, and a shock leader with a breaking strength of 180 pounds is tied to it. As lures, I use poppers, and also floating and slow-sinking swim baits weighing from 40 to 100 grams. Now I need to go over there. Friends, a big fish just chased a whole school of fish. This means the predator is active. I am already approaching the edge where the depth drops by 11 meters. So during high tide, it's about 2-3 meters here. And where the drop-off is, it's 13 meters. So the difference is 10 meters immediately. And GT stands under that wall. I hope so. Hope. Well, because a fish was just swimming there. Not just swimming, but a whole school of fish was jumping out. Because something was chasing it. That means a predator is already hungry. I put my favorite lure. I named it Black Mamba. Black Mamba. That's how it looks. It was with this lure that I caught my first shark. And the second one I caught with a lure I named Jerasim, in honor of my friend. Some disgruntled fish came out for the lure. Again. Did you see? Someone is hunting. So, I'll make this retrieve and switch the swim bait to a popper. The one I caught the shark with, because it's very strange. The current has already formed, but the fish isn't showing any activity. Therefore, the popper can additionally provoke it. The fish will be outraged. Why is someone hunting in its territory? And to protect its territory, the popper might be attacked. So I'm changing the lure. Switch to the popper. This one. It's the same color, but a little smaller. At 40 grams. The one I caught the shark with was 60 grams. This one is a bit smaller, for more capricious fish, but it splashes no worse than the other one. Oh, do you hear that sound? Oh, how nice! How well it plays, friends! Oh, this is already over the top. During the strike, it dives and makes a whole tunnel underwater and creates a base. This is it. It's perfect. Oh my. That's it. No fish will remain indifferent to such a lure. Balanced with hooks just perfectly. This is very important, by the way, too, so that the lure does not jump out, does not sink, so that it splashes perfectly, creates a base underwater. This sound is very reminiscent of the sound when GT attacks fish at the water's surface. And sharks and other predatory fish come to this sound. Let's bring someone up from the depths, a big monster to cook over the fire today. And even cut off a piece of meat and put it in a crab trap. The sun is already setting behind the horizon. It's getting dark slowly, and I still haven't lost hope of catching my food. I would really like to catch a big fish and cook it over the fire. Let's catch at least a 5-kilogram GT. At least one. Very beautiful. Silence, calmness. Okay, something is taking a very long time here, and it's very suspicious that there is no activity. I've decided to head back through this cut. And I'll go out there to the corner where I caught the shark. I'll cast a bit more from that corner while it's still light and while it's still low tide, because I see that the corals are already hiding. That means the tide phase has started. I think I have another half an hour to cast from that side. Maybe some active fish remain there. To get to the other side, I'll go through the grass again. So I'll use snake protection. Putting it back on. Let it be. That way it'll be calmer. Let's go. Wow, damn, look at this beautiful, beautiful mollusk. Oh my, there are holes here. So I'll put the protection somewhere here for now. When I go through the cut, I'll put it on. Let's go. Quickly, 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 quickly. While the sun hasn't set behind the horizon yet, and while the tide hasn't raised the water level. Damn, the waves are already rising. Oops. Damn. Better from this rock. Probably. Friends, squids have appeared. Look. It's attacking my lure. Think about it. Look. Can you see it? It doesn't come closer. Listen, we can come here with a flashlight in the evening and try to catch it. With a spear or a fishing slingshot, shoot the squids, right? Okay, I'm heading back to the camp. I still need to make a fire and cook the oysters. Night has fallen and it's time to make a fire and cook my catch. Look at this straight stick. It can be made into an arrow. I want to make a bow and hunt fish with it. This is a perfect arrow. But for now, I need it for something else. I will try to make a fire with this stick. I have dry grass. I have coconut husk. And I have a small wooden plank. I place the future arrow here and will rotate it until I get fire. It seemed like today was not very eventful. You could say it was just another ordinary day of survival on a deserted island. But I didn't know yet that tonight would be unforgettable. First, I need to smooth out this hole so the stick fits tightly and rotates smoothly inside this wooden piece. Once it's smoothed out, it will have a perfect hole that fits the stick size. Then I need to make a notch to allow oxygen access, and so that the ember collects in this notch, which will create a spark. Actually, it will ignite. Anyway, keep watching. This is what I meant. Look. The stick fits perfectly. And now, here on the side, I need to cut a small notch. Look, the ember will gather here, and the oxygen access will help it ignite. Let's continue. To make the spark ignite, we need a piece of coconut. Now, let's create the spark. Starting from the top, I rotate the stick, heating the hole and slowly moving down and down. The stick is long, so thanks to the long stick, this process can be done longer. We smooth it out without rushing. The wood is heating up. With the help of an arrow, a wooden stick, I managed to make a fire. Now I won't need the flint. Now let's make a fire and cook the oysters. So there's still some water, replenished perfectly. Good. I want to leave some dry grass here under the tent, because it might rain again at night. I want to have dry grass for kindling. And now I use the prepared dry wood to cook the oysters. So I take this and go to the fire. I will leave a little for tomorrow. And the dry grass. You have to think ahead. Everything is dry, good, no problem, excellent. First, small twigs, and when they burn, I'll add bigger branches. Let it burn. Come on, burn. The wood is a little damp, but still, the moisture evaporates, and it gradually burns. Everything is fine. The main thing is that it's not seawater. Seawater burns poorly, or rather, it evaporates. When the wood is soaked in seawater, it burns very poorly, and rainwater is not a problem at all. You can even hear a sound like it's boiling. It crackles, shoots, the water boils away, and the wood catches fire. And I noticed that the number of viewers who become sponsors of my YouTube channel is increasing. If you want to support my channel and also become a sponsor, there is a button on the main page of my YouTube channel. I respond to all sponsors' comments first. There is also a donation link in the description under the video to support my YouTube channel. It's not mandatory at all, but it would make me very happy. Okay, I'll prop it up like this. Let it open. The smaller one on the side, and the bigger one on top, and the smallest one, and the smallest one right here. This island is completely uninhabited. There is not a single building here. There are no roads, no sidewalks. There are absolutely no signs of life. On this island, it's just me. Well, that's what I thought until tonight. So, friends, while the oysters are roasting, I decided to take a knife, a spear, and walk to the mangrove forest, to the mangrove bushes, because I saw black crates crawling there at night. This is a sea snake. I saw it underwater. But then I had nothing to catch it with, and now I'm very hungry. I'm not sure if the oysters will be enough, so I decided to take another walk there. Maybe I'll manage to catch a snake. I'll also cook it on the fire. Let's go see. That was a little shark, friends. But a very beautiful fish. I can't bring myself to spear it. I'll catch some crabs and eat them instead. If it were any other fish, I would have already boom and done. But it's a very small shark. On the one hand, it makes sense to catch just such a fish, because it's just the right portion. I would eat it, and there would be some left for the morning, and that's it. And no more meat would go to waste. But when I catch a big one, it's a shame to take it, because 90% of the fish will just spoil without a refrigerator. Small crabs. If I don't catch the snake, I'll go there. Anyway, yes. If I don't catch the snake, I'll go to the rocks and catch more crabs. I've seen a lot of crates here before. Let's go take a look. I can't see anything yet. A piece of a life jacket is lying around. But there is no food here. So, let's try the oysters. I'll start with the smallest one. It was the first to roast. It opened up by itself. I wanted to show you on camera somehow. Oh, come on. Well, I can take the top part, but I can't take the bottom. This piece of meat is roasted inside. Just right. Tasty. Like this.
Oh, горячая. Смотрите.
Oh, hot, hot, hot. Ooh. Look, come on. Here's a more serious piece.
Ooh.
A whole cutlet inside. That's the thing. I removed the shards. And it didn't dry out. Didn't overcook. Perfect. Look. This is very tasty. Another one. Oh, this one is just perfect. Look, this is just perfect. Look at this beauty, friends. It's just like in restaurants, like in the best restaurants. Look, it didn't dry out, but it curled up a little. And you know, it's half fried, half raw. This is simply a delicacy on the level of a Michelin-starred restaurant. Just like that, just like that. There's even some broth left. And now just take this little thing like this. It's very tasty. These are delicacies. At least I'll get some protein back into my body. How do I open this? I'm abusing the knife as much as I can. And someone still tells me that Victorinox knives are weak. It's over 8 years old. I do everything with it, and I deliberately don't spare it, so that you understand that things should be used as intended. And not be stingy with them, and not be afraid for them. And you need to use them to the fullest. That's why I love Victorinox. Despite the comments from armchair experts, they told me that after seawater it would rust and never open. I always swim underwater with it and nothing bad happens. So where is it here? Oops! A mini oyster opened next to me. Very small but tasty. I'm trying to open the big one, and the small ones are opening in the process. The small ones that grow on top. Some kind of nesting doll. Come on. Oh, finally. What a labyrinth. Just like that. Wow. On both sides at once. Tasty. How tasty. Wow, this one is so meaty. Look how meaty it is here. This is what you call a good meal. Now I can safely go rest. Anyway, friends, I can't sleep. Someone is crawling near me. At first, I thought it was crabs as usual. Then I realized it was something bigger. I thought it might be some birds crawling around at night, digging, searching for something in the ground. Then I realized it was something big. I figured it was boars. Decided to let them know I was here, but I understand it's not boars. I thought about the worst, huge monitor lizards, or something even worse. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's dug up here. Friends, there are huge tracks here. Huge tracks here. Look, someone's crawling there. Someone's crawling there.
Wow.
Wow, no way. Wow. What a big one. That's amazing, friends. It's a huge turtle. How big it is, friends. It's over 1.5 meters long. Well, maybe not 1.5 meters, but definitely over a meter. Look how big it is. That's amazing. I guess the egg-laying season has started. And this turtle came ashore to make a nest here and leave her eggs, leave her offspring. But I didn't think it would be so close to my hammock. What a night this is. And I had already imagined all sorts of things, thinking who it could be. Listen to this sound. First of all, you can tell it's something big. Something big is walking. Something big is crawling around me. Secondly, you hear these sighs. It's like huff, huff. Wow, that's amazing. I could never have thought it could be a turtle. I just couldn't think of that. Very big. Okay, I won't disturb her. Going back to the hammock. Need to get some sleep. If I can fall asleep under these conditions, and it's very audible, and she's literally 2 meters from me. Yes, friends. How did I not notice? Look, and the tracks lead here. Into the bushes. And through the bushes, she came to my hammock. Either I set up my hammock near her nest or the place where she'll nest. And there's a full moon. Almost full. Waxing, or whatever it's called correctly. That's amazing. So, despite the fact that there's no rain tonight, I won't be able to sleep because she's crawling around me. I definitely won't touch her with my hands. You can't disturb her natural cycle. She's heading somewhere. Let her go. Alas, this place is right next to my camp. I'll endure. I'll wait until she finishes her business and try to disturb her as little as possible. Well, yeah, I need to disturb her as little as possible. In 2 hours I can go fishing. I'm sitting waiting for the turtle to finish her business, lay her eggs, and swim back to the ocean, because falling asleep under these conditions is simply unreal. She's very loud. She's big and so noisy. It's just crazy. At first I thought it was something small. Then when I heard plastic bottles flying off, I thought, what could it be? Maybe some kind of chicken is crawling there, scratching the ground with its paws, searching for worms, larvae. And then when I heard a thud, such a boom, I was like, what? It's something heavy. It's something big. Took a flashlight and went to see what it was. Because the longer you wait, the more you wind yourself up, the more you imagine things in your head. And it turned out to be a big, harmless turtle. But it's amazing. The turtle came out to lay eggs, to leave her offspring. And I'll wait for now. I hope I can get some sleep before dawn. Because at 5:30 I'm going fishing. And it's already 10 to 4. But there's nothing left to do but wait. Sleep or not sleep? Turtle, sleep or not sleep? Where are you? Friends, now put yourself in my shoes. This is a completely uninhabited island. There's not a single person here. There's not a single house here. Not even any bungalows on this island. Not to mention roads or any signs of civilization. You know that on this island it's just you and wild nature. And in the middle of the night you hear heavy steps or something crawling. I don't know how to describe it. You hear how the ground reacts to the weight of this creature. You hear how plastic bottles scatter to the sides because something is walking and you wonder who it could be. So big, you listen. Shocked that you're not alone here. And then you hear deep breaths. Honestly, I almost almost built a brick factory here. I was in shock, honestly, but I understand that the longer I wait, the more I'll wind myself up. Plus, whoever it is, I need to signal that I'm here, so that there's no emergency conflict situation with this animal. I get up and go to meet this creature. I see the grass is all torn up. On the ground, there's a big crawling trail. I already thought it was either a huge monitor lizard or some kind of crocodile. But for it to be a huge turtle, it's over a meter for sure. I don't know, it seemed to me to be 1.5 meters. Very big. Probably the biggest turtle I've ever seen in my life. And she's just scratching, making her way through these thickets to someplace, because she's going to lay eggs. So, today instead of sleeping, I'm assisting a turtle with egg laying. It's already 4 a.m., and in literally an hour I need to get up and go fishing. I don't know if I'll fall asleep. I'm on such an emotional high right now, but it's amazing, being alone with nature, far from civilization, when under you, 1.5 meter turtles are laying eggs. It's very interesting. I'll have something to remember. Anyway, friends, I'll try to sleep, at least for an hour, because tomorrow I have a lot to do, and I'll need strength. I don't want to be walking around all day like a zombie. So, good night to everyone.